Brothers, it's time to watch horror movies again. Today, we continue to talk about American Horror Story. The story takes place in a village in Russia. A family of 3 was praying before lunch. Then, a large truck drove outside, in a hurry. The loud noise instantly made the bearded man vigilant. He took a shotgun and went out. He found a truck broke down in their yard, and he saw there was a lot of blood flowing from the gap. He also quickly opened the driver's door and found a woman dead inside, with several stab wounds on her stomach. It seemed that she was stabbed to death. With a few cries of babies, the man also found 2 children next to him. They were twins. It's unimaginable what the mother and her 2 children had just experienced. Due to the suddenness of the incident, the man quickly reported to the local government and gave the 2 children to 2 families for adoption. Soon, 40 years later, a woman named Aylin hurried to an office. The person told her that in a village in Russia, there is a 1,000 square meter manor waiting for you to sign and claim it. Aylin didn't want the inheritance at all. She just wanted to find out her background and how her parents died. So, under the guidance of the steward, Eileen came to her hometown alone. It was full of the breath of nature, and the scenery is very beautiful. Next to it is the Volga River, but these villagers weren't as enthusiastic as she imagined. Aylin just wanted to ask for directions, but they all avoided her, ignoring her. Maybe it was because Aaron grew up in America, and she didn't know a few words of Russian. At this moment, a truck drove up behind him. He guessed it must be the guide introduced by the person in charge, but at this time, the old lady who was very cold just now quickly stopped Aaron from getting on the truck and said a lot of crazy things. Due to the language barrier, Aylin didn't understand anything. From the old lady's expression, it was not hard to see that she was very frightened. The driver said his name was Hu Lazaman after a brief introduction and quickly got on the bus with their luggage. And this old lady was the family that found Eileen and her son 40 years ago. Since Aaron lived far away, the driver told her it was on an island in the middle of the lake. Aileen also felt a little scared for no reason, because she has been afraid of water since childhood and couldn't swim. Then, the car drove until night to reach the destination. Hu Zhaonan said the house was behind the woods. It's the rainy season now. I'll go and see if it's flooded. After saying that, the man got out of the car. Half an hour passed. Hu Zhaonan still hadn't come back. In the dark woods, Aileen was also very scared. She accidentally saw a man in white passing by in front of her. Aileen followed behind him. Through the woods, she finally saw her own manor. It was written with Chai Keifu's father's name. The land was really large. Aileen walked a few hundred meters more before finally reaching the residential area, but it hadn't been lived in for many years. The house was full of dust. It was dirty and smelly. Suddenly, Aaron heard some sounds. She thought the driver was inside, so she started to look around. While she pushed open a bedroom, there was a cry of a baby upstairs. Aileen held a flashlight and came to the room where the sound came from. She found that it was a baby room and a doll fell to the ground. When she was examining the doll carefully, a shadow suddenly jumped out from behind her. It was a person. Aileen greeted and chased after him. She said, "Don't run, I won't hurt you." But when she reached the end of the corridor, the man suddenly disappeared. When Aaron turned around, almost scared to death on the spot, she saw a woman with rolled eyes standing opposite her and was completely wet with water and did nothing, just staring at Aaron, which scared